Pamela, your wealth word is also present. Tell us
Yeah,
how present is wealth.
it's a lot of things. I think it's wealth can be just recognizing what you have in our society. It's very much what else can you get? Can you get the next beauty product? Can you get the next Tesla? Can you get the next whatever that's going to make your life better? And a lot of wealth comes down to like, what do I actually have already? And how can I appreciate that? And not just looking for the next latest, greatest thing that's going to make everything better. I think also present when it comes to wealth, if we're talking about finances, is actually paying attention to money going in, money going out. And as a business owner and a social worker, a lot of times I'm in conflict because when you go to social work school, it's help other people, help those who are more disadvantaged, help those that have less. Give of yourself, give, 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 give. And I think as women, we learn that too. Give, 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 give. Don't ask for anything back. Growing up, I think a lot of us didn't learn, maybe I'm generalizing, but a lot of women didn't learn to save, to pay attention to their finances, to be in control of their finances, to invest. All these things are really important. A lot of times in couples, so when I'm doing couples counseling, there is so much tension when it comes to money and finances and who's in charge of this and who's in charge of that. And are people hiding money? Things like that. It's so tense when people talk about money. And there's so much discomfort, and people bring their family baggage when it comes to money and what they learned, from their parents. And it's funny, my husband and I, his family talked about money all the time. And my family didn't really talk about money, not like in a we can't talk about it way, but it just never really came up. And I didn't really ask because I didn't know to ask. So now, as an adult running a business and also wanting to help people and give of my time because my time has a value, everyone's time has a value. Not sticking my head in the sand, actually looking at my business account and going through my finances and reminding myself, like, this is something I need to be doing in order to run my business and to keep my business open. We need to have funds coming in and not just going out. Being present with wealth is A, what's in front of me? What do I have? How can I appreciate that? And B, the nuts and bolts of finance and being aware of money coming in, money going out, and how that impacts you.
To that note, I just had an interesting conversation with somebody how many people don't pay attention, particularly the women who have said, oh, somebody else is always taking care of it. Maybe it's my spouse, maybe it's my partner, maybe it's been my family until now, and just have never really had that conversation. As I was listening to this, I thought of 4 women that I knew who, are older than me, and again, generationally, who just had those conversations. They were doing direct deposits into accounts that they had no idea what was going on with them. It's like, oh yeah, I pay some bills, but had no presence of what was going on. And all of these 4 women who got divorced ended up with nothing because they didn't know where the money was going.
Right. And that's scary. That's really scary. Money can be really anxiety provoking. And that's why people avoid it. Because it's like, I don't have enough. It's always that I don't have enough. I don't have enough feeling for a lot of people. And money is a resource. It's a limited resource for pretty much everyone. When we hide and stick our head in the sand and just kind of go along day to day and don't pay attention, we aren't present and checking our bank accounts. Even things like if we're not checking our credit card statement, saw like random charges from DoorDash on my credit card, and I'm like, I've never ordered from DoorDash. It was like it ended up being about $1,000 of random DoorDash charges that I realized at the end of the month when I was reconciling my credit card, my credit card had been stolen. And if we don't pay attention to that stuff, it can go on for months and months and months, and then we're in major trouble.
Did you have an influence that caused you to be present within your own wealth or some situation that happened?
My husband, seeing how his family dealt with money, he would want to actually sit down and talk about finances. And I would get all uncomfortable. I was like, I don't like this. And then also running a business and wanting to grow my business and grow a group practice from an individual practice and seeing financially if it was even possible, renting office space, things like that. And when you're running a psychotherapy practice, it's not you're just walking in and seeing people and leaving. I'm paying for malpractice insurance. I'm paying for office space. I'm paying for marketing. I'm paying for continuing ed. I'm paying things to my associates. There's expenses up the wazoo. You have to know where all the money's going, or else you're in debt. And I don't want to be in debt. I mean, there's good debt. I don't want my business to be in debt.
It's so nice that financial literacy is being talked about more and more. It's still not at the point where it should be, of course, but
No.
it's talked about more and more. I've even talked to ladies who have done courses that have to do with emotions and finances.
I did just do a training with a clinical social worker in the area who's really well known, and it was about your business and money, for specifically for therapists, because there is such loaded emotion around dealing with money. As a social worker in particular, making money is bad. Give it all back. And I'm not trying to be selfish here, but I think I, deserve to retain some of what I've earned so I can live.
Yeah, and that's part of the conversation is where women feel like they have to apologize for
Yes,
making money. Time to get over that.
it is. It is. There is something about feeling more secure and more safe when you feel like you have a financial safety net. That's why I call it a safety net. If you know you have money coming in, more money coming in than is going out, that lessens our anxiety. We're not as worried about it.
And if you had advice to give to anyone about finding presence in their own wealth, what advice would that be?
Breathe through it. Look at your bank accounts, look at your credit card statements, just breathe. And that part of your brain that's going, you got to remind yourself, this is something that will take care of me. This is something that I am doing that will ease my anxiety, that will get me to my goals, that is supporting me in what I want in life. And I deserve these things.
Sylvia Torstein here on Women's Health, Wealth, and Happiness. Go Team Pamela! Her words are presence, presence, and presence for health, wealth, and happiness. Can you believe that? You know what it's about? It's about being mindful. Woo! I can cheer for that. Woo! Look at me, I'm cheering. Woo! Yes, being of the moment. Being in this moment. Be there with me. See, you were there, weren't you? You were right here with me, cheering me on, cheering Pamela on. Enjoy what's coming up next. Yes, the old ones. Yes, go look at all of them. If you haven't subscribed right now, you're in trouble. You're naughty. Stay tuned and watch part 3 to learn about the happiness word for this interview. Subscribe and click the link below to find out about bonus tracks and how to join our community.